I'm not sure what possessed me to do a story time, let alone even get in front of the camera and talk, because I don't do that. But we try new things. So this story time, hopefully it's gonna be good. It helped me out today, so here we go. So this happened like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, right? And I ended up rushing to get a car, and I was in a tight situation, so I got a Mitsubishi Lancer. And one thing about rushing to get something, you're gonna get what you're asking for. So from the time that I got this car, it was nothing but red flags. Like the way I got the car, everything about it was just red flags. So within the first month of me getting the car, this lady hits me. I was coming out of a shopping center, so I was parked and waiting to come out, and she ran into the front of me. And I just so happened to be in a different state, and you know, I was riding dirty. I ain't gonna lie, I was riding dirty. Don't think I had insurance. So the lady who hit me proceeded to stop and call the cops. And where I was like literally down the street from my people's house. So I left because why would you do that? You hit me and I don't have insurance. Why would you? So, and the way she hit me, like I said, I was stopped waiting to turn out. So she was turning in. So she really didn't even hit me that hard. So I just felt like none of that was necessary to get more problems. I proceeded to leave and left it at that. That was the end of it. So fast forward into maybe like 6 months of me now having the car. One day I pull in to some parking lot, and the parking spot that I pulled into had the little block to stop you from going any further. As I'm pulling out, I kind of like hear like a scrape against my bumper, but I'm not thinking nothing of it, and I just let it go. So I get out the car and I see that it like kind of like pulled my bumper back a little bit. So once again, appeared minor at the time, so I did nothing about it because, like I said, I had no business even getting a car at that time. Like, I didn't even have no money for real, but I wanted a car so bad. Plus, in Dallas, you kind of need a car. So time goes by, and now I'm really like in the trenches. So I start doing stuff like Uber and Lyft and all the things, DoorDash, everything. So I was driving my car more, and over time, the little tear from the parking spot just made my bumper even worse, to the point to where like the top part was kind of like hanging down. Like it was still attached to the car, but the top part like some lips smiling or something. I don't know. So it started getting to the point to where I was doing Lyft one day and somebody reported my car. Somebody reported my car, basically saying like it wasn't drivable, but you got to where you needed to go. If you get like a mark on your thing on Lyft like that, Lyft will tell you like you basically can't drive no more unless you get it fixed, and then you have to send them pictures of it being fixed. Which, shout out to my dad at the time, because once again, I had no money for this. Like, I'm doing Lyft, I don't have money to get my car fixed. So my dad, he put bungee cords on my bumper to keep it up, so that like he hooked it up. Like you could only tell if he was walking up on it, okay? But he had it tight enough to where I could post it to Lyft and start back driving again. So now that he had me back up and running, I was like really hustling. I was doing about 5 apps at a time. I was doing Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash, Lyft. One thing about me, I'm a hustler. If you know me, I usually got about 3-4 jobs. So one day I was out there doing deliveries, and it was stormy. Like, that was not stopping me. Like, I was really trying to make my money. I was still driving around, riding through downtown, which is where I would make most of my money. It's raining so hard, and I managed to go through some dip in the road. It was a hell of a dip, but it was raining so hard that like certain areas was flooded. I was just driving, minding my business, singing my songs, doing these deliveries, just going with the wind. And I managed to drive through some type of dip in the road that I didn't think nothing of. I was like, dang, that was a pretty crazy dip. Like, that was, wow. Like, that was crazy. I'm going. So I ain't got time to sit there and, you know, make sure everything's all good. So I get out the car to go drop off an order, and I'm walking back from dropping the order off, and I see my entire bumper is gone. Like, I'm looking at styrofoam. So I'm instantly freaking out because this is my money. So I'm like, I gotta go back and at least find the bumper and see if my dad can fix it. So I'm driving around looking for it, and I finally see it just floating its life away in the river. It was really funny looking at it because my license plate and everything was still attached. Just the bumper was just sitting there floating in the water. I was like, my goodness. So I went and grabbed it. First of all, them things is heavier than I thought. Here I am struggling in the pouring rain trying to put this bumper in my car. Like, I was not letting this car go. So I get home and show my dad, and I'm gonna show y'all the car now. This is a humble moment. That's why I said this helped me today, okay? Because today had me by the neck. Today was rough. This is the car.
Oh, damn.
I feel like this represents something, you know? Like, this is really a masterpiece, because who you know that can do that to a car? The part that always gets me about this picture is, oh girl. So I just want y'all to understand how I had this, because for this bungee cord to still be intact like this, like when I tell you, he wrapped it up like he had it tight on her. Like, she put up a fight. She is still intact. And then when you go on this side, obviously some type of piranha was in that water. Obviously, because the distress and the tear right there. So I get to the house and show my dad, and he instantly starts laughing at me. And he was like, yeah, I don't think there's nothing I can do about it. You're going to have to take it to the mechanic at this point, because it's gone. She's gone. I take it to the mechanic, and they quote me $700 to get it fixed. I ain't had it. I already knew. Said thank you for your time and went home. So now at this point, I can't do Lyft, and I'm just like, I'm over it. So now here I am driving around that car like that for a good minute. I mean, at least 6 months, 6 to 8 months. What Future say? Times was hard and the nigga was still getting it, okay? So now we're like a year in with this car, this struggle car that I should have never got a year ago. And I pull up to a light one early Saturday morning, going to go get food on my phone, not paying attention, and I tap the back of this Hummer. And I mean, lightly tapped, but there was no fleeing the scene in this case. Like, I hit hurt, so I had to pull over. While I pull up, we stop at a little gas station, and I couldn't even get my front door open. The car was done for. So I finally take it to, not even a mechanic, because I knew they was going to charge me money. I took it to the place where I got the car from to see if they could fix it, because they had a little shop or whatever, and it was like, if something happens like that, let them know. Do y'all know? These people totaled my car out and kept the car. Now they have no car, and I was just back to square one. So, of course, my video would get deleted, which I used to think people would always make that stuff up, but it happens. Like, it's just gone. How does that happen? Anyways, this is a different look than obviously what I just did, but I still wanted to come on here and finish off what I had to say, because listen, moral of the story is, do not rush to get anything. If you're in a season or a period of waiting, which most of us are, my dad always says you're always going to be waiting on something. Doesn't matter what it is. You're going to literally always be waiting on something. So if you're in that season or whatever it is that you're dealing with, just have patience, have faith, and believe that it's just going to all come together when it's supposed to. I wanted the car. Did I really need the car? No, because I want to say COVID was going on and I was working from home. We was all from home. We was all at home. I didn't even need it right then and there, but I wanted it so bad. And look what I had to go through just for me to realize that I don't need it. So this could very well be you. Like, you may actually get what you want and what you're asking for. And you always have to keep in mind as well that the devil can also give you what you want. And he can also hear your prayers. So sometimes your answered prayer may not be from God. Anything that's rushed is not from God. Keep that in mind, because it's it's gonna be a long journey either way. Like, you're really gonna have to sit there and decide, do you want to struggle through it, or do you want to learn and grow and gain from waiting? Because if you're struggling from waiting, like what I went through, that whole experience is going to be a struggle, versus if I would have just waited, I would have had to go through the struggle of learning patience, learning to trust God, having faith. I would rather have that be a struggle than what I was dealing with. I was just putting myself through things that I didn't even need to go through. So that's moral of the story. Have faith in the wait. Your time is coming. God is going to wrap it all up for you and put it together. You know, like, we just have to wait. One of the hardest things to learn is patience. So just wait. Wait for it to come. Have faith in the wait, and it'll come when it's supposed to. Thank you so much for watching. And if you made it to the end, I hope we laughed. I hope we learned. I hope we cried. I hope we reflected. I hope we gained something from this. And I will definitely be making more videos like this. I want y'all to leave some encouraging words in the comments. Right now, it may be crickets, but I'm having faith in the wait that the Lord is going to change all of that for me. So see y'all on the next video, hopefully. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.